Tenants on deck with evil dead chick. What's in store when you open the door? Step inside, my little ones. Bring your flashlight and good luck charms. Oh, and good luck charms. Oh. Might get dark. It might get scary. Maybe even a little insane. Crawl out from under the bed. Don't be afraid. Evil Dead Chick is here to entertain and thrill. Tenants on deck with Evil Dead Chick. Let's hang out till the sun comes up. Watching movies, Evil Dead Chick, and the gang, funny, strange, hysterical, or just plain bang bad. This weekend just got amazing. It's a watch-along weekend. Horror and sci-fi, comedy and more. We got it all this weekend. This weekend just got amazing. It's a watch-along weekend. Horror and sci-fi, comedy and more. We got it all this weekend.
Howdy, gang. I don't know if it's StreamYard is wrong or I just lost 3 people. Maybe they don't like my intros. I don't know. But I'm here once again, regardless, doing another watch along, and it is indeed, as the song, I can't talk, as the theme song says, it's a watch along weekend. We've got another watch along coming up tomorrow night for Girls' Night Out. You guys and gals voted for these movies, and so I hope that many of you will be able to join me for these. I've got a new poll up for a new set of movies for March 8th and 9th. Hey, Russell. I was kind of hoping that you would be in here because I think you voted on both of the days. And you may have voted on the new ones too. And if you did, I say thanks, a huge thanks. This one has been more popular, I think, than the last one because there's about 26 votes on the one. So make sure to get your votes in early and help me break the tie because I think one of them's got a tie right now. And we need some more votes to help break it. But tonight's watch along, I'm going to cover this up just so it won't get me in possible trouble because there are different versions of this that show more of the woman's boobs in the bathtub. So we're going to be doing this watch along for the Toolbox Murders. And this is from 1978, I believe, the same year that Halloween was released. This has always been one of my, low budget, kind of cheesy in some parts, favorite slasher films or exploitation films, whatever you want to refer to it as. It is referred to on the cover as the original exploitation classic. So if you have not seen the Toolbox Murders, I think you're going to have a lot of fun with this one. They said it was based on a true story, but I think that was just a ruse, because at one time I actually tried to find out if it was indeed based on a true story, and I couldn't find any information on it. So, quite a bit like things like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, where they tried to make you believe that it was based on real events. The Toolbox Murders did the same thing just a few years later. So, Stephen King said it generates some genuinely scary moments. So it's got Stephen King's seal of approval on it. It also has the tagline, "What he does to your nerves is almost as frightening as what he does to his victims." They got pretty creative back in the day when they were making movie posters back in the day was an art form. I don't think it is so much anymore, but it used to be. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen Toolbox Murders 2. And I don't know for sure, Russell, if Toolbox Murders 2 is the sequel to the Tobe Hooper Toolbox Murders. But if it is, God bless Tobe Hooper. I loved a lot of stuff that Tobe Hooper did. But the Toolbox Murders kind of loose remake, I did not like. It could be that Toolbox Murders 2 is a sequel to the Tobe Hooper remake. Because I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think this version of Toolbox Murders ever had a sequel. But if you see me shivering, it's because it's damn cold back here right now. And it's probably a good thing because I was almost going to sleep earlier, and that's why I was a little bit late. I was about a minute late coming on here. I was trying to get everything ready and stuff, and I was in there watching a riff tracks for the last slumber party with Steve in there. I don't think he was watching it very much. But like I said, I've got Girls Night Out coming up tomorrow night. At 7 p.m. Eastern time. I'll try to be more on time tomorrow, hopefully. I'm going to try to do the movie Munchies, folks. I'm going to try my best to do that. I've also got to do a soup and Jallos, but that's like 3 minutes. Those are shorts. Got the Girls Night Out watch along coming up. And me and Steve did go see The Monkey today. I enjoyed the hell out of it. I don't think Steve enjoyed it as much as I did, but there's a Highway to Hell that will be coming up soon where me and Steve give our thoughts on the film. Sequel to the 2005 version. Yeah, that's probably the Tobe Hooper one that it's a sequel to, which, you might like that version of the Toolbox Murders, Russell, but I did not, unfortunately. So we got a lot of stuff coming up, and next week I've got a pretty full week. I will be taking Monday off from doing streams, but Tuesday we'll have another Dick's Picks. I'm going to be talking about a couple more Dick Randall produced movies. Wednesday will be another Cannon Fodder. I'm going to be talking about another couple of Golden Globus era Cannon Films movies. So you can look forward to that. The OG is the best. I agree with you there, Russell. And Thursday, I'm going to be premiering another episode of They're All Messed Up. I'm going to be talking about Black Belly of the Tarantula. I believe it has Barbara Boucher in it. Steve tells me she's not in it very long, but she is in it. So you fans of Barbara Boucher can listen to me talk about Black Belly of the Tarantula and also Blood and Lace, not to be confused with Blood and Black Lace, which I believe was a better film than Blood and Lace. Blood and Lace is an American film, where Blood and Black Lace, I believe, is more of a giallo type of film, Italian, I believe. So Steve loves blood and black lace. I don't know how he feels about blood and lace, though. So I think I've seen blood and lace, but I'm going to have to refresh myself on it. And hopefully, me and Candace will be able to do a Friday Foolish this coming Friday. Then there will be no watch alongs this coming weekend, but the following weekend, like I said, March 8th and 9th, I will be doing more watch alongs. So make sure you get your votes in soon, because the week of the watch alongs, that Monday, I'll be locking down the voting and picking a winner. So make sure you get your votes in for both of those. And I am going to go ahead and try to get mine queued up here. I meant to have this already. Oh, I meant to have this already done. And I hope there's subtitles on this thing, but if not, I have seen it enough where um, it it won't be any stretch for me to figure out what's going on in the movie, because I've seen it so many times. And this movie is not a very long one; it's only an hour and 33 minutes. All right, hold on here. All right, so just to oh, Steve's on here. I see. Steve says Blood and Lace is pretty good for a 70s type exploitation slasher prototype movie with Vic Tayback from Alice. So maybe I haven't seen. I don't know. Did we see it, Steve? Because I don't know. I can't remember if I watched anything with Vic Tayback on it. But I am about 11 seconds in on my Blu-ray that came with this 4K. This is like the latest and the greatest from Blue Underground release. I don't know. That sounds gruesome, Russell. You say there was 2 kids who were called the Toolbox Killers 2 years ago. Ooh. Well, maybe we did, because when you said Vic Tayback, I was like, did me and Steve watch something with Vic Tayback in it? But anyway, I'm 11 seconds in on the Blu-ray. It says Cal Am Productions presents a Tony DiDio production. And I hate to, but I didn't grab my energy drink, and I think I'm going to need it. So I am going to remove myself for a few seconds. Don't everybody go away, and I will be right back. Hey, Steve, is there really a movie called Hacksaw Massacre? Oh, anyways. Russell, I didn't get a chance to see if there was a free version of Toolbox Murders anywhere, and you usually are on top of it. So if somebody knows of a place you can watch it for free, holler out, or mention it in the chat or whatever, and we'll let people know, because like I said, I was a little bit behind and I did not get a link for anybody. But I'm going to give everybody about a minute or two more in case you have your own copy, or you're watching on YouTube, Russell. All right. So according to Russell, it's on YouTube. So if you want to watch it there, I think you can probably get pretty well synced up with me. If anybody wants to join me, please let me know, barring it not being a few seconds before the movie ends. And I will be glad to have you on here. The only, like I said, prerequisite is that you behave. And I think y'all all know what I mean by behave. It doesn't mean that you can't cuss a little bit on here, but if you're abusive to me or other people in here or disrespectful, then that's what I mean by not behaving. So um, I'll give it about another minute or so, and then we'll go ahead and get this party started. If anybody comes in later, I'll be glad to give you a timestamp. And once again, you can watch it on YouTube. So even if you don't own a copy of this, you can definitely watch it on YouTube. So let's give it a few more seconds and then we'll go ahead and get started. All right. I think I'm ready to get started. How about you guys? All right. So I'm going to do the countdown. We're going to go ahead and get the Toolbox Murders started here. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. Press play. And we're off and running. I got a funny feeling this is not going to have subtitles, but that's okay. Like I said, I have seen. Oh, it is. It does have subtitles. So we're listening, or if you have the sound up, you will be hearing one of those. Sounds like a televangelist type of preacher. It's talking about people being evil and stuff. They worship fame and power. They worship wealth and drugs. And you got to repent. You know, repent, the end is near, right? And this is starring Cameron Mitchell. And the preacher is saying you're going to burn in hell if you don't repent. Hey, Batman. Pamela Furden is also in this. Pamela Furden was like, I think she was a child actress. And Anita Corsalt, those of you that watch the Andy Griffin Show or that are familiar with the Andy Griffin Show, Anita Corsalt was on the later shows of the Andy Griffin Show. She played Andy's girlfriend. I'd forgotten this looks pretty dang good on the Blu-ray. Not to get too personal, but I never did like that fire and brimstone or hellfire and brimstone approach to preachers. You know, I've seen those in my day, and I never did care for it. I don't think you got to preach hellfire and brimstone to get people to believe in God. In fact, I think that's probably the exact opposite way to get people to come to God. So, if you have your sound up, which I can't because I'd get dinged by YouTube, will you hear what sounds like a car crash? And a girl just kind of fell out of the car. I mean, it's funny, but it's not funny. And obviously, she's not doing well. Batman, you say I nearly laughed my ass off when one preacher said that Pokemon was satanic. Well, I've heard people yell out when the Harry Potter movies first came out that it was satanic. I mean, they're in the daggone movie theater. So, although I wouldn't call this a giallo, we do have somebody that's wearing black gloves and, they're kind of hidden. You're not seeing their face or anything. And then two things are being spliced together. We're seeing a funeral and we're seeing the black gloved individual, pulling flowers and crumpling them all over the place. A lot of this stuff will be more explained as we go on. I don't know what in the world's going on with that carpet. It looks like they just laid something down, but it's not. Like it's like they laid towels down or something. I wouldn't think that carpet would be, wrinkling like that. I don't know why everybody's listening to country music on this movie. And this woman's obviously mad because the repair guy or whatever he is, she said, I called you on Monday, you come on Thursday. Yeah, exactly. And John Lithgow said that dancing was forbidden in Footloose. Well, you shouldn't have smarted off to him. You're going to get drilled. I mean, by today's standards, this is probably not inventive kills, but the first time I saw this, I thought it was pretty cool. These are some bad country songs. I mean, the lyrics are bad. Well, now he puts on the ski mask. I can, the first time I saw this movie, I didn't know who the killer was. But now I just take one look at the mouth and the eyes and I know who it is. It's one of those weird paintings. That's what you do. Like, you got groceries and you just like, who does that? Like, you couldn't get the door open, so you just dropped your bag of groceries and you just leave it out there. And you just go about your business in your apartment. I don't think people would do that now, as expensive as everything is. Yeah, now she's gonna evidently get ready to take a shower. Lady, you left your groceries out there in the hallway. And that's not a, to me, that's not an appropriate place to hang some clothes in the daggone shower. And then this is the most haphazard thing I've ever seen. Then she takes the shower cap off. She's taking her shoes off. You've never seen this before, Russell? Oh, I think you might be in for a treat with this one. I find this funnier and funnier every time I watch this, how this woman reacts. Like, first she leaves her groceries out in the hallway. Then she comes in and acts like she's going to take a shower. She puts the shower cap on. Then she notices there's some clothes hanging in the shower. So, boop, I'm not going to take a shower. I'm just going to get naked. And I'm going to titillate the members of the male audience here. Because that's what we do in horror films, right? Yeah, I think she's finally going to get her damn groceries now. But, oh no. Here comes Mr. Killer. I've almost got this heater running full blast back here, and it's still cold. Oh no, not the hammer. Don't use the hammer. Oh, he used the claw end of the hammer too. Dang. My timestamp, Russell, is 12 minutes and 30 seconds. And he's just hammered that poor girl. Ooh, she's pretty bloody. Now I guess that's her roommate coming home. He's getting a 2-for-1 deal here. Well, she's a little bit more of a fighter. That's where you're at. Okay, cool. I tell you, usually we can get pretty well synced up, unless they're just two radically different versions of the film. Now I believe the lady that's dancing there, yeah, she was an adult film actress who may have gotten into mainstream films at one time, but then I think she went back to adult films. So she's an adult film star. You better get that toolbox cleaned up. Well, that's not inconspicuous at all. Oh, so sorry, folks. Oh, like I said, I made the mistake of like just relaxing and eating earlier and sitting down to watch a movie with Steve, and then that I just get so sleepy between 5 and 6 o'clock. I get really, really sleepy if I'm sitting down. Yeah, kind of like Tracy Lord's Batman. You are correct. Rosa, you said cops usually wear rubber gloves. And that actress that I was talking about, I think her real name is Marianne Walter, but I think she went under the name Kelly Nichols as well when she was in adult films. Goodness, wish I quit yawning. Oh, nice shot of the dead girl there. So I see Cameron Mitchell back there. Well, what in the world was she doing with all those magazines? It was naked chicks in them. Russell, you say you like Tracy Lords on Married with Children. I mean, I like Tracy Lords, and like I wasn't interested in watching her adult film work just because I'm not interested in that. But I liked Tracy Lords in a lot of other things. I liked her in the Tommy Knockers miniseries. I liked her on that horror movie Skinner that Ted Raimi's on, where he actually plays the killer. So yeah, there was a surprising number of things I like Tracy Lords in. I have heard that Cameron Mitchell had quite the alcohol problem, and so the reason why he was in a lot of, what a lot of people would refer to as low budget trash, was basically, I guess, to support his alcohol habit. And that's not to say that Cameron Mitchell's not a good actor. It's just, a lot of actors and actresses too had problems with drugs and or alcohol, especially back in the day. That's right, Russell. She was definitely underage when she did her first adult film, so she basically lied about how old she was. And there is Miss Pamela Furden there. And there's Miss Anita Corsalt, who, like I said, played Andy Griffith's or Andy Taylor on the Andy Griffith show, played his girlfriend in the later episodes. So I'm not sure which of the movies came out first, this or Halloween. Um, but I'm almost willing to say that Halloween came out before, but I could be wrong. But she's wearing a shirt that's very similar to the shirt that Jamie Lee Curtis wore in the first Halloween as Laurie Strode, and their names are both Laurie. They're even, I believe, spelled the same. Now, here is Marianne Walter, aka Kelly Nichols. She's a very, I mean, she's a stunning woman. I think she's attractive. Um, and you're gonna, for those of you that are watching along, we are going to see her doing something in the bathtub that, you know, it's kind of personal. And the Pretty Lady song, Marianne Walters said that the guy that did the music for this was so taken with her that the song Pretty Lady was written for her. And she is the star of the movie poster as well. And so she was asked to do this. um, and this is not something that I've seen in a lot of films, this process. Um, and I'll be honest with you guys and gals. When I first saw this and saw this scene, I was a little shocked because I hadn't seen anything like that. And it doesn't really show anything. It's all, kind of mind tricks. But it's going to lead up to one of the more spectacular kills in the film. So the killer's turning the music up. She's obviously not noticing. Uh-oh. And he has got a nail gun. And she's evidently within this movie an actress or a model or something. So you know that's a powerful nail gun. It just busted a flower pot there. So she's trying to get the guy to calm down, and she says, "Just put it down." Talking about the nail gun, and she's saying, "I'll do anything you say. Just put it down." So I'm thinking she's probably thinking he just wants to have sex with her. So there, one nail went into her, looks like her upper stomach there. And one in the head. And she dies good and dies with her eyes open. I think she was really proud of this fact that she got to die with her eyes open in the movie. I think that's an old Diet Pepsi can. So she should have locked the door because she only let go of that pencil or that ink pen. You seen the cop actor before? There's probably no doubt that you have. So it's kind of obvious here that he's not going to kill Pamela Ferdin's character, um, but he's evidently, kidnapped her because her brothers come home. She's not in the apartment. He was on an episode of Dragnet. Now that sounds completely plausible, especially during this time period. Looked like they had cans of food in the refrigerator, like stuff that would be non-perishable in the can. And Anita Corsall, I feel like she is an accomplished actress, and obviously, by the time she was doing this, she had outgrown the roles of like on the Andy Griffin show. And she's not a bad woman on this. She's a overworked mother to two older children. And in a lot of ways, nothing against the Andy Griffin show. I know a lot of people like that show. This is a more realistic portrayal of a woman than in the Andy Griffin show. Andy Griffin show, even though I have gained a greater appreciation for it, and don't put anybody down that likes to watch it. My mom watched it for years. I think Candace is a big fan of the Andy Griffin show as well. I don't put down the show. It's just that it was a different time period and it was television. This is a movie. This is a rated R movie. Um, well, actually, a not rated movie. Um, so they're going to get to do a little bit more and get to blow it out a little bit more than television. You can't show this kind of stuff on television. And you especially could. Oh, goodness, back in 1978. I don't know. It seems kind of weird this cop would be asking people about these women's sex life or getting to see the nails being taken out of the victim. Ugh. Yeah, I mean, I kind of did, syndicated episodes. I didn't watch them when they were, originally out. But probably my mom grew up with them, and then she continued to watch them as an adult. And me and my brother, we were terrible. We used to make fun of her for watching the Andy Griffith show, the Waltons, and stuff like that. And but now, like I said, I have a greater appreciation for shows like that. So obviously the cops think maybe that Joey, Lori's brother, might have had something to do with some of these killings. So we're getting introduced to another character here. So we're finding out this is the nephew of Cameron Mitchell's character. And this is the character of Kent, who I always thought, even though I guess they're trying to present him as a pretty normal guy, he seems a little weird, a little off to me. He seems a little bit too into these murders. Well, gang, I hate to, but um, as usual, I got to take a restroom break. But y'all go ahead and continue, those of you that are watching the movie. And I'm going to take myself out of the stream, but I will be right back. Okay, I am back. Hopefully, I can stay in here now. So we're seeing that um, Kent's uncle, Cameron Mitchell's character, has asked him, which I think is odd too, to go and clean up in the apartments where these murders happen. Oh, now that is kind of disgusting what they found. Russell, Batman, if you're still in here, anybody else that wants to comment. Again, I'd like to ask if you guys, if it would be better for y'all if I had these watch alongs later. Like, I know sometimes people have them at 9, 10 o'clock Eastern time. And so if that would be better, if that would get more people in here, I would be willing to change the time. Um, 8, 9, 10, whatever y'all think might be a better time. But we see that Anita Corsalt, I mean, she's a single mother with two kids, teenagers that she has to raise. And so um, she has to work in a bar, but I mean, it's a job and it's the way she makes her money. So, Batman Sundays is if I do them later, it's better for you. Like, I mean, would 8, 9, 10 o'clock possibly? I try not to cut into other people's streams. I know sometimes I do. And, I don't like people to have to feel forced to choose between something I'm doing and something that somebody else might be doing. But I know sometimes it's just not possible. Things are going to crisscross. So, if 8 o'clock would work, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, I'm just, wanting to give everybody, equal opportunities to be in here because, there's a lot of people voting on these things, but I don't see a lot of people, and I'm not just talking about in the chat. I can see the numbers of people that are in here. And I know sometimes StreamYard is off and I almost said Facebook and YouTube is off. But, if the time is not right, if people are voting on these hoping that they can be in here and then they find out, well, dang, Dana's doing this at 7 o'clock. That's not going to work for me. I need it to be later. And I've been told in the past that the later you do these things, any kind of streams, not just watch alongs, the later you do them, they're going to have more people. So, I'm all about, providing this entertainment, or hopefully it's entertaining, at the best possible time for everybody. Um, Russell, you say anytime is good. Well, uh, Russell's usually, uh, pretty flexible. Hey, Uncle Bill, what's going on? Well, I'm having a watch along for Toolbox Murders, but I was just asking everybody that was in here if they had a certain time that worked better for them because I'm getting the vibe that 7 o'clock is maybe too early for people. Maybe I need to have these later. Um, Heck, it might work out better for me if I had them later than 7 o'clock. Because a lot of these movies are not super long movies, anyways. But I'm glad you stopped by, Uncle Bill. If you wanted to come on here live with me, you're welcome to. We're not that far into it. I mean, we're 47 minutes into it, but we still got some time. Joey, I don't think he wants to feed you because he said that sounds good, because Cameron Mitchell was fixing something to eat, and Joey said that, hey, that sounds good, and he just shuts the door. It did seem like when I did the My Bloody Valentine watch along and I had it at 9, it seemed like we had a better crew, not a better crew, but more of a crew, I should say, in here. It's apparent to me that Cameron Mitchell really likes like dum dum suckers in this movie. He's got one in his mouth. Maybe it's not a dum dum sucker. Maybe it's like a Tootsie Roll Pop or something. Can't remember. So he seems to be fixing a peanut butter sandwich and some milk. And we're going to hear more about the girl in the picture. And oh my, there's Pamela Furden again. She did indeed get kidnapped. Oh, well, thank you, Uncle Bill. Um, I have to give Candace credit for getting me to start thinking about that. You mentioned the Soup and Jallows theme as one of the greatest things ever. Um, Now, do you mean the whole enchilada as far as me doing those Soup and Jallow shorts or just the theme song? Either way is fine with me. I'll take either one. But Candace is really the one that approached me and said something about, have you thought about, doing shorts in relation to food related things? And so for some reason, Soup and Jallows, because she mentioned soup. And I was like, well, what about Soup and Jallows? I'll talk a little bit about the soup I made and what movie I'm going to watch as I eat the soup. And you're talking about the theme song specifically. Well, that theme song, I don't know if you've been in, you can't get it out of your head. Well, I don't know. Maybe that's a good thing. I hope it's a good thing. Um, I've been playing around with AI. Um, and I write the lyrics and then I input them into AI and see what comes out of it. So I'm glad you like the Soup and Jallows theme. Batman, you say, was holding my paycheck for ransom, and Mom and I were struggling living in the apartment without it. Oh, wow. Oh, you put this in there too. Sorry, Batman. You said, I forgot to mention yesterday that I was having a rough couple of weeks because one of my fave coworkers got fired for not following procedure, and people that my job got the paycheck cards from. Oh, wow. Was holding your paycheck for ransom. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. That is terrible. No, it's not a dum dum sucker. It looks like one of those suckers you give a lot of suckers to little kids, but what do they call them? Safety pops or something like that. Uh, I love how Cameron Mitchell is just talking to her like this is just a normal conversation. Your hands aren't bound. You don't have a gag in your mouth. I'm just sitting here having a conversation with you. So he's telling her all about, these awful, filthy, dirty women. They drink and they get naked and dance around their apartment and all that stuff, and they deserve to die, basically. Yeah, I think Pamela Furden Russell was pretty much, like I said earlier, a child actress. I'm trying to remember what was that movie that she was in with Clint Eastwood. Dang on. I'll probably think about it long after this watch along is over. Batman, you say, but I found a glitch. Even though my card is expired, I can still buy stuff on my PlayStation account and my eBay. Uh-huh. So, Batman, are they still holding your paycheck for ransom? That should be illegal. I would think it is illegal. I love it. He just acts like this is just completely normal. So, we're seeing too that he thinks, or he's treating her as if she's his daughter. And by daughter, I mean the girl that was shown in the picture. And evidently, his daughter, I believe, died in a car accident. We saw that car accident, and the girl just fell out of the car, and then she ended up dying. I think that was supposed to be his daughter, Kathy. So he's kind of thinking of Pamela Furden's character, of the character of Lori, as a uh, like a surrogate daughter, because evidently he couldn't deal with his own daughter's death. Yeah, I think she kind of lost her appetite there. He's been listening to these radio preachers too much. He's taking them literally. She may be, Russell. You could be correct on that. I wasn't aware of that, but Batman, you said no, but they just won't give me a new paycheck card, and I have been on their ass about it. And w- one had the gall to ask why I needed access to my money. Oh my gosh, what in the heck? I would think you could take some kind of legal action against them for that, Batman. I mean, it's your money. You're working hard to make it. You should have access to it. Yeah, exactly. That should be apparent to them. You say, I was like, because I got bills to pay and food to get. So clearly she's trying to placate him to keep him calm. I haven't either, Russell, but I mean, I know they do things at different places do things differently. Um, but I wouldn't like that. I would rather, like I get direct deposit. And I work from home too, and our main base of operations is in Dallas. So they kind of have to, would they either have to mail me a paycheck or do direct deposit? And I'm glad that they do direct deposit because on payday, it goes right into my bank account. Oh, wow, Batman. You said like last week I had to wash my clothes in my bathtub and hang them outside to dry. Oh my goodness. Sorry, honey, he's not gonna let you go. Well, gang, how about we try this for tomorrow? I know I've already got the thumbnail up for girls' night out, but I think I'm gonna try something. Um, and I'm going to try starting the watch along at 9 at night and see what happens with that. And like I said, I know other people do streams later, on Sunday. And I'm not doing this to try to draw people away from other people's streams. I'm just trying to see what time works best for everybody. And I'm not asking anybody to make choices. If you prefer to go to somebody else's stream that's having a stream at about the same time, I will not get mad. I'm just kind of trying different things out to see how it works. And that may also give me more time to do other things tomorrow. And maybe I won't be late for watch along like I was a couple of weeks ago when I tried to do a movie munchies and then tried to do a watch along by 7. Didn't quite work out for me. Hey, Gory Tiger. Russell, you say, I think she was on later episodes of Happy Days. Yeah, that's possible too. Batman, you said, but earlier this week I put my Chime card on my pay app for direct deposit and I got paid yesterday. Yeah, Chime is something that's helped a lot of people out. I'm not using Chime, but I'm using something different to help me out, something called Earn In. But I know that Chime works a lot better for people than like Earn In. I think there's some other apps and stuff too. So, gang, we don't have too much more of this movie left. We've got about 30 or so minutes, which I told you guys and gals, this isn't a long one. And Girls' Night Out's not going to be long either, I don't think. Um, and again, we're going to try the 9 o'clock time slot. I've got to make sure that I change that for tomorrow night. We're going to slide into the 9 o'clock time slot and see how that works for everybody. Gory Tiger, you say you've never seen this movie before. This has always been one of my favorites, as far as a slasher exploitation type of movie. And it was one that I just came across by chance. It was one of those that kind of landed in my lap many, many moons ago when I saw it for the first time. And we see Pamela Furden or Lori trying to, chew the whatever that is. It looks like ribbons or something tying her hands together. So she's saying that, Kent's at the window. Russell is here quite a bit, and I appreciate him coming in and stuff. Oh, there's old Cameron Mitchell again. Cameron Mitchell looks like he's going bowling. that shirt he's got on, it looks like a bowling shirt. Yeah, old Cameron Mitchell's suitably creepy on this movie too. Thank you, Russell. He said great stream and first time watch. Um, yeah, I'm hoping that some people get to watch it on the replay, even if they didn't get to join us for this stream as it was going on. Again, these movies that I'm putting up for you guys to vote on now are ones that I've probably seen tons of times, so I don't really have to concentrate on the movie. I don't have to watch the movie beforehand. I already know what it's about. I know what happens in it. I know the characters and all that. So I'm kind of more free to, throw out comments here and there and make this a little more entertaining for you guys and gals. Batman, you say you like the Sharpie font. That is something called rock salt. I almost said YouTube, but StreamYard, they should be doing something as much as they're charging us. I know I complain about that all the time, but any little bells and whistles helps, ease the pain of having to pay for this service. But that's called rock salt. StreamYard's starting to offer fonts, and you can also download your own fonts as well. And so I have downloaded some, but this is one of the preloaded fonts that's offered from StreamYard. I never understood how people could get so messy with paint. I mean, I know they tell you to wear old clothes and stuff like that when you're painting, but like Kent's got that stuff all over. That how did he do that? It almost looks like he didn't really dump it over his head, but just took it and just dumped it on his shirt. It does kind of look like a Sharpie font, though. I didn't think about that, Batman, until you said that. Well, Joey, you didn't close the car door good. I've seen a lot of people do that even in real life. They'll take off and you'll see them pull the door closed. It's like, man or woman, I would think it would be better for you to make sure your door's shut before you take off. Just like putting your seatbelt on before you take off, you know. Hmm. Something tells me Joey shouldn't be playing with that or messing around with that toolbox. Hmm. Wonder who that is. Oh, it's Kent. So Joey's figured it out, that Kent's uncle, Cameron Mitchell's character, was the one that killed all those women and has kidnapped Joey's sister, Lori. Of course, as watchers in the movie, we already know that he's at least kidnapped Lori. So Kent's kind of laughing at all. But he's picking up some sharp instruments. That's not good. Oh, well, that's okay, Batman. Thank you for stopping by. And thank you for saying it was an awesome stream. Oh, no. So Kent's saying, I got to protect my family. If you going around saying stuff like that and you tell that detective it's going to get my uncle in a lot of trouble. So he's poured, gasoline or oil or something. Yeah, Kent's a little crazy. Kent's a whole lot crazy. So now Joey's begging, he's like, I won't tell anybody. I always thought that this was probably the creepiest moment in the film, the way he's, doing the sing song thing, Joey, Joey, burning bright, lit the night with firelight. And he's literally trying to light Joey on fire. Well, I think that's the end for poor Joey there. I don't think those are children playing. You're at 78 minutes, Russell. Yeah, that's about where I'm at too. Cameron Mitchell is sitting there talking to Pamela Furden or Lori. So Kent showed up. And, he's talking to her as if, that's Kathy and uh, that's your cousin Kent. And he kept the boys from hurting you. So Kent just burnt Joey up, but he's telling his Uncle Vance, he's like, "You're crazy. You're insane." Oh boy. So he's revealing to his Uncle Vance that he messed around with Kathy. And Uncle Vance doesn't like that very well. He says, I'm going to execute you. This is where things get really wild here at the end. We are coming up on the end of the film. Um, we're an hour and 21 minutes. And so Uncle Vance is saying, "You hurt my Kathy. Your mother was an infidel and you're a heathen." And he's going to try to kill Kent. Oh, but Kent's got the knife. He kind of just walked right into that outstretched knife. So, although there are not a lot of kills in this movie, I still consider it a decent slasher movie because the kills that we do have in this are very bloody. Um, like I said, they were, to me, inventive for the time period. Kent is spraying off the doll. If that was real blood, though, I don't think they could clean it off that doll that well. Meanwhile, Lori's still tied to the bed. So he's saying, Laurie, he wouldn't hurt you. Yeah, I did do kind of an impromptu. They're all messed up stream. I debuted it last night, actually at 6 p.m. Russell. So yeah, that's not going to be the regular day for it. I think I'm going to be doing that on Thursdays at 8 o'clock in the evening. So She wants to go home, but Kent's not quite finished with her yet. And the fact that she's supposed to be only 15 in this film, obviously she was older, but um, the thought that the character is 15 is that makes this all the worse. So it is clear that Crazy Kent has taken advantage of Lori, and he's telling her that's what being married is like. And he's telling her they're married. He's obviously insane. He said, just the way Kathy and I were married. And she's like, can we tell Joey? And he says, Joey's gone away. Russell, you said you never seen Girls Night Out. I think you'll like it. I really do. I think several people will like it if they're able to join us. And even if they can't join us, if they watch it on the replay and watch the movie or watch the movie on their own, even. Because that's the great thing about these things. You could queue up the movie and watch me talk about it on the replay or whoever I have on here with me if I have somebody on here with me. So there's some scissors there. And I got a pretty good idea what Lori is thinking about doing. So she's just, she's got blood on her gown. So we pretty well know what she's done. She's taken Kent out. And this is at the point where it's going to make it seem like this was a real thing that happened. And obviously it's not because I cannot find anything about a real it may be loosely based on a real case, but the names are different. It says the events dramatized in this film actually took place in 1967. Laurie Ballard spent from 1967 till 1970 in a mental institution. Joanne Ballard was killed in a car accident in 1974. In 1975, Laurie Ballard married, and she and her husband now have one child and live in California in the San Fernando Valley, approximately 4 miles from where her brother and Vance and Kent Kingsley died. So there's kind of a wraparound that makes it seem like it was a real, based on a real case that happened. And with that being said, we are officially at the end of the Toolbox Murders. I hope you guys and gals that were able to join me tonight enjoyed watching this. And for those of you that didn't get to watch it along with us tonight, hopefully you get to watch it on the replay. You can queue up the movie and listen to me talk about it as you watch the movie. Or if you've never seen the movie before and you want to watch it on your own without my commentary, you could do that. And then once you've seen it, you could go back and watch it again and listen to me talk about it. So as usual, I'm going to let the credits run out before I get off of here. Looks like I've got maybe one of y'all still in here. That could be Russell. I want to thank everybody that showed up tonight. Russell and Batman and Uncle Bill. I appreciate y'all coming in here and hanging out with me for a little bit. And we're about to the end of the credits. And just as a reminder, I'm going to change the time for the watch along for Girls Night Out tomorrow to 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, I've got a cannon fodder stream up there too, as well, Russell. The Dick Randall, there's a current Dick Randall stream up there, the Dick's Picks. But um, I would like to stay on here longer, but I've got to do a few things before I get ready for bed. I may try to put together the Highway to Hell for the monkey. Steve and I went to see the monkey today. And if you want to hear our thoughts on it, be sure to watch that. It should pop up, if not tonight, by tomorrow at least. And, oh, good. With that being said, you are very welcome, Russell, and good night to you as well. Thank you again for coming by and hanging out with me during the Toolbox Murders. And with that being said, I'm off like a dirty shirt. This shirt ain't dirty, but I'm off like one. And I want to remind everybody, as I always do before I get off of here for the night, to be kind to one another and blaze that trail. And have a fantastic rest of your Saturday night, folks. And I'll see everybody next time.